So, the thing about military recruitment advertising is that whilst it does have a very rich and complicated history, it is also a distinctly modern invention. And that is because for most of history, the recruitment strategies of militaries were usually just making poor people do it or making other countries' poor people do it. Now, whilst that's obviously an oversimplification, the point I'm trying to make here is that this current military recruitment crisis isn't really anything new when you view it within historical context. Volunteering to fight in a war has never really been popular, and so governments have always had to find ways around that fact. So, for example, during significant parts of its military history, the British Army has relied heavily on foreign mercenaries and auxiliary forces from its colonies. Now, that is not to say there weren't plenty of willing volunteers in Britain. The point is that there wasn't the same need for militaries to sell military service the way we know it now, and that is primarily because for most of history, life was so miserable, you didn't really have to convince people. And that continues to be true even now. Seemingly the only time that military recruitment rates soar is when the economy tanks and unemployment is high. However, this of course works both ways, and it is essentially an unavoidable fact of history that if there are any viable alternatives available, most people will opt to do those rather than sign up for the military. So even as the British Army was reformed throughout the 19th century with things like better pay and banning corporal punishment, the wealth of comparatively less dangerous jobs that were made from the Industrial Revolution meant that a number of new recruits continued to stagnate.